You know what I did? I tried to cue my hand. I don't know what the transition. I'm gonna see it happen.
Okay.
I want to see.
I'll make it happen. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this part. I'm gonna put it in the front of the clip, right? So that way the viewers have to wait and see until the end. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Overinspected. This has been a while since we've said that. We haven't done a recording in like 2 weeks because, well, we had a lot of competitions. I kind of got a little sick, but we're back, better than ever. Episode 13. How's it going? As always, this is Manu. I'm back with the boys as always, Cary and Michael. How's it going, guys?
Gosh, I'm one of the boys. This is
hell
like
yeah, hell yeah! Of course you're one of the boys, dude.
Oh my god.
How's it going, guys? Hopefully you guys are ready to record again after a short interruption. Obviously, the viewers are not going to notice any interruption because we have good enough of a backlog. But yeah, hope you guys are excited to start up the podcast again.
It's the same as always.
Ooh, Manu kind of exposed us by recording pods at a time. It's not truly every week now.
That's not exposing. I think there's nothing sinister
It's working
about
smart. It's working smart.
Smarter, not harder.
I think the viewers already knew that we didn't record things like the week they came out. So, you know what? Whatever. Like now, I've exposed the. Never mind. I have no clue where I was going with that. Anyway, why don't we ditch this awful intro and get started with the real topic of today. Today we're going to do a little bit of a retrospective. We're going to talk about the most recent SAC competition, and just like kind of our impressions, what we thought going into it, because that SAC competition was the first competition in a long time in the Bay Area, or I guess Sacramento is not really the Bay Area, it's the extended Bay Area in my opinion. But in any case, it was the first competition in a while. I think the last one we had was in November, so no competitions for basically 4 months. But we're back. It was the first competition after a while, so yeah, let's just talk a little bit about that. How did you guys feel competing after like 4 months?
I felt like because it was a favorites competition, the events that I picked, I mean, not that I felt pressure, but I think it was like, these are the events that I care about, and these are the events that the results, like, I want the results to be good. Because it's like, I don't care about 2x2 or SacCube, so, I didn't sign up for them. But I did sign up for 3 blind, because I still want a sub 1 mean. I didn't get it, but, like, the ones that I picked matter, essentially.
Sure. Do you want to briefly explain what a favorites competition is for those who might not know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I know the exact definition, but it's just where the competition hosts all 17 events, but each individual competitor only picks the 4 or so that they really want to do, so the competition doesn't get overloaded. And because of that, certain events like 3x3 still have a lot of competitors, and other ones like 7x7 had 4 competitors, I think. Yeah, so that was unique. It was a first for us. So what did you guys think, like both as like a competitor and I guess for Chai as more of like an organizational standpoint? What did you guys think of the favorites?
The favorites competition, Cary, when you described it, it was pretty much, you nailed it right in the head. For the most part, we don't have to host all 17 events. For SAC, we hosted 10, and then you get to choose 4.
Oh, I see.
You get to choose 4. Now, in the standard traditional WCA sense, you're not supposed to restrict competitors from signing up for anything. So it's not traditional in how you restricted someone, but you restricted them in saying that you can only sign up for 4 events. So when we did apply for this competition, it had to be granted an exception to have the competition be held. Favorites are not a standard type of competition format.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. In NorCal, it was our first time trying it. We knew about it from the Pacific Northwest, and Chris was really interested in trying it out. Chris ran it by me, and I was like, yeah, I'm totally down for it. Let's do it for the next SAC. As you guys can imagine, the logistical challenge is you can't build a schedule until the week before the comp. Essentially.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the problem. But we knew that going in. There were some things that we could do. Like we identified events that no one signed up for together. like Megaminx and Clock, 7x7 and Squan, etc. It was really nice. It was really smooth, and I thoroughly enjoyed the favorites competition. I thought it went really well. Chris does a great job organizing those SAC competitions now, and I want a favorites competition to come back. I somehow got my 3x3 PR, so that was pretty lit.
I also saw you got your 45 average on Megaminx.
Yes, I got my 45 average.
Michael, I think I scrambled your Megaminx at least twice because it was me and Karen.
Right.
And yeah, I just know that like your time card would come in and I would like see your times and you got like a 40. I was like, oh my gosh, you might actually get it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
was
It was
exciting.
like my last solve too. I clutched it out. I think the last solve I got like a 42. That really
That's what you
secured the
needed.
average. Yeah, I had a 55, and I think that was the first solve. So my first solve at SAC was a 55 for Mega, and it was not good. But I just kind of reset my mindset, and I got good solves after good solves. I got a 48, which is counting. But I wasn't really too upset about it in the moment because I kind of did as well as I could have. I could have gotten faster though. My 48 was due to one problem. I misaligned my star and I continued in F2L. So I could have easily gotten a 44 or 43 average potentially.
Oh, I see. So is that going to be your next
yeah.
goal?
Yeah, that's pretty much my next goal.
Okay.
Specifically speaking, my next goal is to beat Riley. Woo!
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's pretty much it. I mean, he's retired at this point. I haven't seen him forever.
Oh.
It's weird to think of like Riley as retired because like he was just competing like not that long ago. But I guess that's what
But not
adulthood plus
competitively.
pause in competitions does to
I mean,
someone.
he's effectively retired, but I hit my goal, which is top 100 in the world, barely.
Oh. Wait,
I
let me
worked
see.
So cool.
I worked so hard
that
to get
97.
that average. Guys, I spent so many hours
True, yeah.
grinding, streaming, just solving.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that, like,
it took so long.
I know that like during your streams, you know, a 45 average was not guaranteed because, you know, you had some bad days and some good days. So when it came like competition time, you know, it was up in the air, but you pulled through.
Yep.
Well, my idea for Mega average of 100 was sort of an Ironman challenge. I think there's an actual Ironman challenge for cubing, so I'm not going to say it's like that. The Ironman challenge I think is related to scrambling and stuff.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But what I mean by Ironman challenge is I tried to push as hard as I could in the worst part of my long sets of averages. So instead of quitting, I pushed through the bad times. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see. So like
I would get good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead.
So instead of like, I guess like restarting and like starting fresh, it's just like, okay, like I need to roll with the punches. So if you end up with like several like minute plus solves, it's like, okay, like I can't just like start over. Well, because like let's say you're 30 solves in, right? And your mean is already looking like 50. Then like, okay, well, if you restart now, you've already lost, like you've lost 30% of the progress, and then you have to do it again, which is really bad. But then also like, because like I guess you have like these minute plus solves, you know that like, okay, these are kind of in the past, and this is what I have to play with now. So like now, instead of going for like 50, I really need to go for like 48 so that I can bring everything down. So I guess it like gives a little bit of fuel to like, okay, well now I got the fire on my ass now.
But to interject, the Mega average of 100 is in a sense finite. Like I only have 100 solves to fix my average, and I would have a goal, right, which was like sub 50. But like if I got some poor solves, I couldn't just continue this session into perpetuity. I only had 100 solves total.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got a string of a minute solves by accident, like wrong PLL, stuff like that, if I got 55, 54, like those would all count at the end of it. So I used the like bad solves and the fatigued solve, and I would try to push myself as hard as I could to get good times, and then come to the competition. Literally, like I just sit down, go, boom, good times.
Hey,
And now, like right off the bat, like sometimes when I do my first solve of the stream, like they're really good. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it would be interesting to revisit this, like, because I think like this, it's like a practice style, right, or a practice technique. I think it would be interesting to revisit this in a future podcast episode where we talk about, you know, like optimal ways to practice or just like different interesting ways to practice. So, but yeah,
I'm not sure if we've referenced it at all. Have we referenced practicing in any way in I think we
maybe talked about it very briefly.
Entire episode.
I think we could
an episode.
Yeah, we could easily.
I know we talked about how like having good hardware is important, not just to make your times faster, but also to make practicing fun. So that's an aspect we have talked about.
Yeah. Right. That was not fun.
But yeah. But no, it's
keep doing it.
Yeah, are you gonna keep doing the average 100 grinds until you hit the sub Riley goal?
Well, I honestly think like sub Riley is too close. You know, I think sub 45 for me was like a huge goal. So now, not sub 45. I mean top 100.
Sub 40. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta go for like cutting a second at a time. But sub 40 would be epic. I don't know if I can get it. Really far.
Yeah,
like
going from 45,
45 to 39 is a lot of time to shave.
Yeah.
But I have enough evidence to support that I can do it. I think so. I've had enough like basic, you know, sub 40 solves.
We will be watching your career with great interest, Mr. Chai.
Okay. Yeah, there was a time when you and I were on the same league, and then you just shot ahead, and now I'm watching from the sidelines.
Yes,
you're cheer captain, and I'm on the bleachers.
Nice one. Oh no, are we gonna get DMCA'd for this now? Great.
Oh no,
it's okay. It's okay because I didn't sing it well, right? The melody was off.
I don't know, dude.
The pitches weren't
right.
I've heard particularly that Taylor Swift's, I guess like whatever like algorithm works particularly
Taylor,
well.
If you're watching this, let's do a collab. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's not watching.
We get her out the podcast. She learns how to solve
I think
the cube.
she could. Hey, if you're watching this and you know Taylor Swift, you know, get us some stuff.
6 degrees of separation, they say.
I mean, who knows? Okay, anyway, random aside. So no, I mean, it's great to hear that you were able to like achieve like the first step into like, you know, what is eventually going to be the crowning jewel. I mean, the top 100 is a really, really great feat, right? I remember like before the Chi clock came out, I was always chasing top 100 for clock, and I was just like, okay, like one of these days it will happen. But then everybody got too fast, and we didn't have competitions for a while, and then other parts of the world had competitions. So now, like, I remember it was not that long ago. I think it was like, it might have been like March 2020 or so, where I think like 7.5 was top 100. And now, like, I think 7 is not top 100 anymore. And I think like if you want to get top 100, you might even need 6.5 or better, which is which is a huge gap from where it used to be just a couple years ago. And considering that, you know, a lot of that is like COVID, like a couple competitions ago. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Wait, fast.
I know that you used to have NR like a long time ago. Did you have top 100 back then?
I don't know.
Maybe it's too long.
I don't know. So the reason I had so this is a story that goes all the way back to 2013. So when I show up to compete, this is literally my first competition ever. I show up, and then when I registered, I see that like, okay, there's like all these events. I'm like, okay, like I can do like these events, you know, like 2x2 is not that difficult. I can do that. 3x3, of course, I can do. And then there was this event called Rubik's Clock. I'm like, I don't know what is this, and I just look it up. I'm like, oh, okay, this seems like kind of an interesting puzzle. I buy it, right? And before I like looked it up or anything, I'm like, okay, let me give it a go. And the only reason I like Clock so much, even though everybody in the world hates Clock, is because Clock is the only WC event that I learned how to solve myself. I didn't have any guide, any tutorial, or anything. So I learned it, and I'm like, oh wow, this is cool.
Intuition.
So I got interested in it, and then I was like, okay, like it's gonna be at the competition. Let me just compete in it. So I went to the competition. I competed in it, and at the time I was just like, okay, like cool, like now I have this event listed on my record. And then later, after the competition ends, someone comes up to me and says, oh, congratulations on your national record. And I was like, what?
Oh, You didn't even know at the time.
I was like, what do you mean? So because at the time I was cubing for India. This is when I had Indian citizenship. So, and it turns out that in 2013, no one with Indian citizenship who had cubed for India had ever competed in Rubik's Clock before. No one.
Wait, you were the first?
Yeah. So when I showed up, I just did my nonchalant 5 solves. I was the first person to ever compete for Rubik's Clock for India, and because of that, I got national record. And I was just like, oh, okay. Like I guess
that's so good.
Yeah, like I just have a national record now. I'm like,
It's really good to compete for a country where there's very few people who like also compete because you just can scoop out those NRs.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then so the next competition I went to, which was I think like a month or two after, that one was in I think that was in Ann Arbor in Michigan. So I went to that one and they had clock there as well, and I was like, oh nice, like, so I already have two NRs from just competing in it for the first time. What if I just beat my own NRs? I'll get 2 more NRs, right?
Another NR.
So then I go to that one, and then I'm like, all right, you know, I'm ready to get 2 more NRs, and then I think it was like maybe it was early in the average, but then I got a DNF on one of the solves. I was like, oh no, this is a disaster. Like I DNF'd on one of them.
It's easy to DNF.
Right, and then I was just like, oh no, like I need to be careful now. I get DNF again. Come solve 5. I think I was just going ahead and, you know, doing my solve as normal, and then I flip over to the back, but I realized like, oh no, I didn't align the front face or something. I made like an off by 1 error somewhere. So I was like, oh no, I need to go and fix this. So I went to fix it. I completed the solve, put the cube down, calculated my average. Turned out that average was actually slower than my first average that I had done back like at the first competition I had.
Jeez.
But the single was faster. The single ended up being like 16 seconds. So I ended up total with 3 national records from those 2 competitions. 2 at the beginning, and then 1 because I couldn't beat my own average because I DNF'd one of the solves, and then I choked on the last solve. So
well, does this make you think, like, what's your stance on whether clock +2 should exist?
Actually, I don't know. I feel like clock +2 should exist, but I think it would require some definitional stuff. Like we need to define because we don't like what is a move for clock, right? Is a move like 1 turn, like if you hit the dial once? Well, does that mean that if you hit the dial like 1 tick, or is it like 6 ticks? Is that a move? Like what happens if like you do a pin push? Is that a move? Like
you have to.
It gets really
wonky. I'm pretty sure the pin probably doesn't count as a move.
The pin probably doesn't count as a move, I think.
It probably can't, or else you'd have to probably. I don't know. I don't think there's a world where a pin
I think you can make an argument that the pin is a move because the pin is part of the scramble, and it's part of the scramble state itself. And if you alter that, then you're changing. So if you're changing what the scramble state is into a different state. To me, that seems like you're applying a move to it. You need to apply a move from one state to another.
But if you finish solving the clock and some of the pins are in and some are out, is it still solved?
That's the.
I mean,
what I was saying,
known?
Oh God about. No. That's what I said. Oh God about. Now I'm thinking about now I'm exposed.
So what happens if I? So usually you have the clock and it has like wait, where is my clock? So usually when you have. Wait, where did
I have a clock right here.
Okay, but so usually when you solve a clock
and you stop the timer,
they're all up. But what happens if you put it like up on its like side and then there's a couple pins off? Is this solved?
I don't know. I mean, Jesus. I'm sure
I don't know.
This.
So I think it should be solved. I think it's the same way as like on like a 3x3 or any other cube. If you rotate the center, then it's still solved, right?
But that also means that the pin can't be part of the move count.
That isn't true. I don't think that's true. Think about like any centers on like 3x3 for example, right? If I rotate the center, like then for example, if I have a center sticker here, this is the same as if the center sticker is here or if the center sticker is there. These are all the same. But that would require moves to change the state, right?
The difference is that with a 4x4, you can't move the centers without also moving like very visually distinct sides and edges, but on a clock you can just move a pin in and out without changing anything else.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Also, I don't know. Maybe the regs already covered this.
I was just
possible.
really. Yeah, I'm sure they have it in the regulations somewhere. Anyway, I was curious about your best ever ranks, and I know that it's on the WCA website. So for clock, your peak was 136th in 2018. So
interesting.
So I guess 2013 wasn't long enough ago for you to be top 100 back then, but you were really close.
Yeah, I remember I was
ranks away.
I remember I was like, oh, dude, I can do it. I can get close. And I think had we had another competition in, what is it, in 2020 with clock, I feel like I could have pushed for it.
Oh,
but
COVID. I'm sure when coronavirus came around, like they wanted to stop you from getting.
Yeah, that's why they knew I was too strong. Like they knew that within a year I was gonna have the WR, and they're like, okay, we need to create the training arc for this guy, right? So.
I know.
We have to get the story together.
Well, that means the story is still gonna have a good ending. It's just later down the road.
Hopefully.
Later down the road.
Anyway, this was a huge tangent.
We're supposed to go back to SAC.
Getting back to SAC. Yeah. So, Cary, do you have any notable results from SAC? Anything that particularly went well for you? Which events did you register for?
Okay, so first I did Square One because for the last couple months I switched to Lin on Square One instead of Vandenberg. I did Lin just because it's fewer algorithms and it's also more hipster or whatever. So I used to average 27 or 26, and then as soon as I switched to Lin, I was already beating that by quite a few seconds, and now I average 18.
It's not bad.
So I actually did worse than I was expecting at the comp, but it was still a PB. So Square One is meh for me. And then I also signed up for 4 and 5 because my results right now are a lot slower than what they could be.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean 4x4, I got a 42-second average, which I know Chai is a lot faster than that, but I averaged 48, so to get a 42 average was totally out of left field. And I don't think I'm ever gonna beat that. That's how good I
really?
think
You
it
think
is.
it's that good?
Maybe I'll improve if I practice more. But say I kind of become like Riley and I retire. Riley.
I'm pretty sure I saw that average, that 4x4 average. Cary, you got a really good average.
Yeah, I mean
that was pretty solid.
I mean, yeah, my PR before that was 49. And
yeah, so
I kind of just went through the entire 40s.
What was your parody situation looking like? Do you remember?
Well, I got 2 38s and neither of those had OLL. I'm sure there was something the PLL was 2 swapped edges, so it's technically parody, but it's not that hard to do.
Right.
Actually, I recorded it, so I could find out, but I think I got 2 OLL parodies, and I don't remember about.
That's
PLL.
Not too bad. I mean, that's
2 is below average, so.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So maybe I should focus on 4x4 more now. I don't know.
4x4 is a great event. I don't know about you guys.
I know. You've been talking about how it's the best spectator event.
So good.
It is a good event. It is a good event.
Yeah.
And then what else? You also registered for 5x5 and 3 blind?
Yeah, 3 blind. Well, with 3 blind, it's even if I didn't improve at all, I've been capable of a sub 1 mean for 3 years now, but I just haven't gotten it. So I tried again, but with these blind means, as soon as you make one wrong move, the entire mean is lost.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Oh,
so it's okay.
Blind. I think Antonio got a Hong Kong NR.
I know. I think Antonio. I feel he's sub 20 global. So he is.
Wow.
Getting a ton of NRs that are still above his global, so he could get way more NRs and just because he's the only good blinder from Hong Kong.
He's also dummy fast, OH and blind, dummy fast.
Yeah, I mean I think he's fast enough to rival the world class solvers. I mean he talks about the same sort of. Actually, okay, I don't know what top blinders talk about, but when he shows me algs, it looks the same as when Tommy Cherry does it. So, I mean, I'm sure he'll say "Oh, I'm 5 seconds behind" because Tommy averages 14 or something. But, he's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also a meme. He's a walking meme, apparently.
Supposedly, I don't even know why he's a meme.
So apparently,
Wait,
like at some point in CF, people would start creating polls, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
and
at some
he's
point,
always an option.
every single option, like every single poll, there was an option for Antonio Kam. Like, who do you think executes the best? No, not who do you think. What do you think is the best PLL? It'd be like T Perm, J Perm, U Perm, Antonio Kam. And I'm like,
I know. And sometimes it would,
Why?
like, Antonio Kam would have the most votes.
I mean, because it's the meme response, right? Everyone wants to pick the meme response.
Yeah.
what is the best event? 3x3, 4x4, 3 blind, Antonio Kam. And then Antonio Kam.
What does that even mean? Like,
Yeah, who
I don't
knows?
know what it
I'm gonna
means.
practice some Antonio right now.
No, but Antonio's actually like, he's an insanely humble guy. Like when I first like met him, right? He was like, oh, like, you know, like, hi, like I'm Antonio. It's like really nice to meet you. He was like very formal. I'm like, wow, dude, like it's all good, dude. Like we're just messing around, just cubes at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, he's chilling. I don't think he knows that we're not
Yeah.
serious at all.
It turns out Antonio's the only one who's serious.
Yeah.
Antonio, great guy. Maybe we'll have him on the podcast sometime. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, that would be
We
cool. Oh wait, he's
WRC.
he. Okay, I don't know if I should. Like, is it safe to talk about like what college people go to? I think that's okay, right?
Maybe out of respect for.
We'll let
him
not
reveal it.
saying anything yet.
Yeah, I
let
won't
them
say
reveal
anything.
it at this point.
Yeah.
But they're in
Okay.
a school. They're in a school around here. That's why they're here.
Yeah. Well, I met up. I think it's okay to say this too. I met up with like a YouTuber who also cubes at SacCubing, and this
You
YouTube.
did?
Yeah, actually, I can say their name right. SacCubing XI.
Okay.
They make math videos. But like apparently the college they all go to, there's like a class in speed cubing, and there's like over 100 students.
Yeah. I heard
And-
about this.
And like because Antonio is so fast, he teaches the advanced section. There's also like a beginner section for like over 1 minute. But I imagine that like him being world class is really like students see a role model, you know? Like if they want to know the most advanced ways to solve F2L, well not F2L because he's just Rue, they can just ask him.
Are you talking about Antonio?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Antonio or the math guy?
Oh, both of them. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, both of them.
Okay, so here's the deets,
Yeah.
guys. We know some information that we don't think is that sensitive, but just for the sake of potentially being sensitive, we're not sharing where they go. But they go to school together in our area. There's a lot of schools in the Bay Area, so we'll leave it at that.
Oh.
But that dude, the YouTuber, I did not know he had a YouTube channel. And I first met him as a kid in one of the comps that I was
that was a long time ago.
and
too.
none of you guys remember him. And I'm like, are you serious?
I
remember
his
him.
profile, and it goes way back.
Yeah, it goes
you
super far
remember
back.
him.
I remember the name, right? 'Cause I remember seeing this name. I don't associate it with the face, but also the problem is like because we've been here for because we've been cubing for like 5 years in this area, right? It's just
Bob,
like
I'm on a
we've
call
seen
right
like
now.
kids like grow to become like actual adults and like
Just 10 minutes.
as they go through puberty, it's weird that their like facial structure changes. They grow a lot taller.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when Nolan
took,
would
like,
first
3
come to
years.
competitions, right? He was this
yeah.
tall. He was this tall when he first came to competition. And now he's like almost an adult now. I'm just like, what? Is this the same Nolan I know? What is going on?
I mean, like Manu, you probably grew a lot since your first competition.
Okay, well, we don't need to talk about that. All right.
Okay. I mean, I didn't go to my first comp until I was 18, so I don't think I had that growing up.
Yeah, I
with
never
cubing
had that
experience.
glow up.
We
I
don't-
never had that.
We don't need to reminisce about those days. Those days were...
No, I mean, I think it's good to reminisce about when you were a child.
Actually, no. I mean, even if you go on my
It's like
profile,
it's
the picture that's on my profile is from 2016, I think. So even between then and now, you can see like how big of a difference there is. So.
Yeah.
I know cubers, and I don't know how cubers who are like, let's say for example, OGs like Ryan, I don't know how they feel about it, but we're kind of going up in that generation where we're hosting competitions for kids, and then these kids grow up, and I've only been part of like one generation of kiddos kind of being like that.
Right.
Like I
Well,
talked
how
to
long
2
is
people
it?
who are going to UCLA, way somewhere else. it's insane. And I was like, I just saw you guys in elementary school.
Dude, what's crazy is that the next generation is
starting. That's an exaggeration.
Dude, the next generation is starting now, because now we have like the newer pandemic cubers, right? And like in like 3-4 years time, they're also going to grow up, go through puberty, and like we're gonna see them grow up too. It's gonna be like, what is happening? I guess this is
like what? You're in high school?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. Wait, so there's only 4 years between the last year of elementary school and the first year of high school. So someone start.
Wow. Yeah. So you could realistically see someone go from elementary school to high school. Wow.
Well, I don't
I've been
think
the same person for 4 years. What the heck?
That's wild. It really puts things into perspective, doesn't it? And it's also crazy. Oh, the other thing we should mention is, so the SAC competition that we went to, bringing it all back, that SAC competition was actually it was held on the anniversary weekend, the 5th anniversary weekend of Sacramento competitions. So that was pretty crazy to think about, because I went to the first SAC competition. My profile, like on my WCA profile page, that image is from the very first SAC competition back at.
Oh really?
It must have been 2017 then. I remember going there. You know, we were
smaller back then.
It was way smaller. The like venue was super small. I think we only had like maybe, there must have been only like 50 or so competitors or something. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to check, but I remember we had like the stage. We had really poor lighting. Like, you know, a couple of us didn't really know what we were doing. I think we had 4 stations. No, we had 6 stations total.
Yeah, I think 5th year anniversary, Chris's 100th comp, which is a lot of competitions.
Yeah, I mean, they set out like 2 cakes for both of those big milestones.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool stuff. Like I said, I think SAC is a great experience in general. I find that SAC, and then Chris knows this, SAC has been one of the venues where we kind of make it a joke. But we're going to SAC.
Wait, is it because it's the same venue every time?
But genuinely, these days, genuinely speaking, I really look forward to SAC comps, and because I think they're a lot more modernized. I think operationally it's a lot more sound. Everyone loves going there that I've talked to, so
it's fun for us also, because I feel like it turns into a road trip, right? Like we have to go somewhere outside the Bay Area. It's like, okay, like who's coming?
Yeah, it turns into a little road trip.
Get in the car, guys.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does SAC also like bring in people from out of state? I guess they all do, like 1 or 2 of them.
No, and there's a reason. Like people love going to these comps, and you know, Chris is homies with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think like some Utah cubers showed up. So that's
Utah cubers are dope. Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
Close.
Yeah, it was the first time I'd met either of them, and they were great guys. Very entertaining bunch. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There are some things that we cannot share.
Maybe we can share that story sometime in the future. But
I know what you guys are talking about.
Maybe when we're old, we grew out our gray beards. We'll talk about all.
We might get the man himself
behind the scenes.
We might get the man himself to recount that story. So. You'll have to wait for that one. That'll be CubersLive special in like 5 years.
It's not our story to tell. Yeah. But I know that with the Utah cubing scene, I went to like one Utah competition because I think I was like trying to get some big blind mean or something, and like, they already knew who I was, which was like shocking to me, and like they keep saying like you should come back, because I feel like they treated me more like a celebrity than even like California cubers do. So it's like they want me to come back.
Way to toot your horn.
No, I'm not saying that I am. I'm saying that like they're treating me like a celebrity, but they shouldn't. It's like they're being too nice.
We should just input this segment as the self-promotion for Cary's YouTube channel. Guys, you should go subscribe, like, and comment. Cary KH Hwang,
it wasn't
Cube Roll, Abakaba.
No, wait. They weren't. They didn't think I was a celebrity because of any of the YouTube stuff. It was because of like, this puzzle I had made called Loop Over. Yeah, and I guess they just played the puzzle a lot when I first made it. Yeah, so I'm not tooting my own horn.
Well, I think you are. I think you are, because it speaks to how many things you are famous in, right? Like, A, you're well known on YouTube. B, you made Loop Over, right? Then there's also HK Twins, and then there's Scale of the Universe. and then there's to some degree cubing.
Okay. Wait, I feel like you are tooting my horn now, so I'll let you do it, but it's not me. But the main thing I was trying to emphasize is just like the sort of hospitality of the Utah Cubers, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you know, like I could have been someone else, and they still would have been like, "You should come to the next Utah competition. It was so nice to have you."
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think
one of my favorite feelings. Well, one of my favorite feelings is just like post competition, just a dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
The dinners where you sort of just get to talk about cube theory, and not have to worry about.
Or
your
in our
results.
case, we were talking about how many bananas would you need to, like, how many bananas would it require for you to recreate Chernobyl? So, yeah, our table was a little bit different.
Yeah,
that is. I was at the different table, but that is physics theory, not cube theory.
I guess, or just idiotic bantering. But in any case,
idiotic bantering sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
I was gonna say another thing that made SAC particularly good for the three of us is we actually all three of us managed to podium in our main events, if you will. So, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh damn! We kept track of that. I wasn't even paying attention.
I mean, because I think
Clout,
Chai got first. I think in Mega
Yeah,
Mix.
Chai got first.
And then, wait, what? Cary, did you get second?
I got third. I'm not good enough for second. Okay. Every time I podium, it's always like third place.
Okay,
I'm comfortable.
I was gonna say because it would have been perfect if Chai had gotten first, you had gotten second, because then I got third in clock too. So it would have just been perfect. Then we could have had the 1, 2, 3.
What would have been even more perfect is if Chai messed up on Mega Minx and we all got third place, because then we could call ourselves the Bronze Brothers or something like that.
Oh, that's true. The Bronze Bros.
That just
the Bronze Bros.
But
that sounds like a weird tanning bed situation.
Okay.
Oh shoot, you're right. Like we want to make our skin bronze.
I did not think about that. Good point.
I've never been in a tanning bed, so
I haven't either. I don't think I want to. It looks
I don't
painful.
want to either.
Well, I think it's it uses UV to it irradiates your skin with UV, so it probably is also not super healthy for you, right?
Probably
I thought
not.
it increases your chance of skin cancer.
Yeah, so that does not seem great. But then again, if you actually go to tan in the sun, that also probably increases your chance of skin cancer.
Yeah, it's all about dosage, right? The dosage makes the.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dosage
now that I think about it, is there a song? I feel like this is a great song title. Tanning in the sun. Could be a metaphor there.
Tanning in the sun.
What is the metaphor? What is it a metaphor for?
I haven't thought of it yet. But it could be one.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Right. Tan in the sun and you'll become a bronze bro.
Okay, anyway.
Wait, this is interesting because Chai still got gold, and people still use the word gold to describe tanning skin, right? You look golden today.
You're like a golden brown or something.
Yeah, so we could still be, I don't know. We
could be the tan trio.
Oh yeah, I don't know. This is like a stretch.
This is getting kind of weird.
Okay, anyway, I'm gonna cut this off there. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to mention about SAC. Is I thought it was really cool that we all managed to podium, and not just podium in random events. We all podiumed in our favorite events, which I think is very cool. I think PBs were broken all around, which is really, really cool. And yeah, all in all, it was another great experience. I think it was really cool doing the favorites competition. And yeah, good to meet new people. Good to meet old people as always. But yeah, do you guys have any other thoughts before we wrap this stuff up?
One final remark is that it was the first time the Overinspected crew met.
Oh, true. I'll put in that photo here. Yeah.
Overinspected. Oh, we gotta post a photo.
Yeah, because last time we all met up, which I think was the previous SacCubing, Overinspected did not exist.
Right.
So we were just strangers essentially.
Okay, well. All right. Well, okay. I see how it is. You only became friends with us because you wanted to be on the podcast, huh?
Stranger danger.
You're only friends with people that can.
You're clout chasing. That's what this is.
World.
You're a clout chaser, Cary.
You're a clout chaser.
No.
What is this?
Joking. No. Yeah,
Cary,
we've known each
cancel.
other for years, so. Actually, no. I have proof. Okay, because remember Chai? We recorded a vlog together. It was 5 seconds, and I uploaded it on that day. So if you go to the
Oh,
YouTube thing,
we
you
did.
can see the timestamp.
Oh, I remember of that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's only 5 seconds.
Where was it? Was it Western Champs in UCLA?
No, I think
I think
it was
so.
only
We were in the.
SacCubing.
Oh,
I've
okay.
only, I think post-pandemic, I've only been to SacCubing comps. But basically, this is my way of saying that I didn't see you as strangers back then.
Okay, well, good. Good.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
guys
all
weren't
right.
stranger
We
danger.
see how it is.
All right. I see how it is.
Yeah.
I got
Oh
my
my
eye
God.
on you, Cary. All right.
Oh,
watch
no,
out. You
no.
better watch your tail.
I'm
You
ruining
better watch your
everything.
tail at Berkeley. All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next
Watch your
time
tail.
I show up, I will not like sound the stranger danger alert.
This is the
You guys are safe.
Overinspected breakup episode.
Oh
No,
no!
wait, I don't know how this
13
becomes a
episodes and it
breakup
ends.
because like everything I've said has shown how much closer we are now, and
That
like
is a
that
good
doesn't
point.
mean that that doesn't mean we weren't close before.
That's a good point.
And
Good point,
it's
good
video
point, good
evidence.
point.
I'm
That's
like
a good
walking
point.
on thin ice. I'm worried gonna like say something that's like the opposite of what I mean, and then it's all over. Right?
You know,
it's
when
over
people-
inspected.
It's rumored that when people pass away, they see their life flash before their eyes.
Oh no.
Yes,
So
I
maybe
I
that's
have
what's
heard about
happening
that.
here.
Well, I guess
but-
you'll just have to wait and see next week if we end up uploading another podcast episode
All
or
right,
if this is
guys.
the last one.
Well, yeah,
It's
we
been
can't
a
end
great
on 13 'cause it's an
series.
unlucky number.
Great season.
Well, maybe that's why we're going to end it because 13
that's
isn't
oh my
on it.
god.
Oh my god, no, there's gonna be an episode 14. There's gotta be. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know,
we can't end on such an unlucky number.
So yeah,
Um,
you guys will just have to wait and see. Please hope and pray for us that we actually make it to episode 14. It would suck if we did all of Overinspected and it just ended, and it ended on like 13. Like what a bad number to end it on. Like
Yeah,
it
it's
didn't
actually
end
a
on
terrible
50 or
number.
100.
We should end on at least 69.
That's true. Yeah,
I
we
mean,
gotta
that's
make it to at
kinda
least
far.
episode 69.
yeah. I
to
see,
see- just to
you know,
see what
legitimate
happens.
reasons. Yeah, legitimate reasons why 69 would be a good number to stop at.
Yeah, but anyway, I think we've rambled on long enough. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of story time. Actually, yeah, this one ended up being a little story timey. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed that. And yeah, tune in and see if next week we are still here. But anyway, thanks so much for listening, and yeah, see you all next week. Ta-ta!
Bye, everyone.